Morning. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Let's just wait till we have some more people and while this video loads up. All right. How's everybody doing this morning? I hope everybody started the day is good. My name is Abraham Hamra, and I'm a partner with Cohen, Tucker, and Ades. And today, I really wanted to speak about immigration reform, a very much needed topic, a very much needed change or reform in our system. You see, immigration laws have not changed, and a real reform has not been done for decades. That is truly concerning and can be blamed to the partisan nature in our politics currently. Now, just so you guys have a clear picture of who I am and how this firm, Cohen, Tucker, and Ades, kind of came together, I think it'd be important to show why immigration reform is essential. You see, myself and my partner, Natalia, are both products of immigration. We're both immigrants. I personally had to escape a country fearing for persecution, and with my family, we fled to the US and we sought refuge in this country, and thankfully we were accepted, and here we are today. You see, there's many families around the world that are facing similar things, and now there's other people in this country and many undocumented people in this country who are facing serious issues. There's no relief for these individuals, mostly not because of any logical backstop, but mostly politicians and politic backstop and backtalk that prevents true reform from taking place. So today I want to discuss a few reform bills that are on the table. You see, we have a Daca reform bill, which currently, let me just pull this up. Our Daca reform bill will give pathway to Daca recipients for citizenship. Now that is essential, and for those who don't know, Dacas or Dreamers are people who were brought to this country as little children and spent their days, years living in this country. They went to kindergarten here, maybe, or elementary school. They went to school. They have friends here. They became deeply rooted in the community. And so this reform, or this hopeful reform, would give them a path to gain citizenship to a country that really, that's all they really know. It is logical, it is fair, and it is needed. The other types of reform that are being discussed, and they're being called Plan C reforms in the budget reconciliation bill. And this one I think is important, and that's the parole. What does that mean? So undocumented immigrants under this reform objective or reform bill within the reconciliation bill states that undocumented immigrants would be given temporary protection from deportation through what is called parole for a period of 5 years. And now they can renew that for 5 years. Everybody's going to make this a huge case. It's not. This affects about 7 million people alone. Now, this is logical because you're going to help get work authorization. People are going to work and actually pay taxes and be legal and start living fruitful lives in this country. They're doing it anyways, right? They're here and they're here. Why not take the next logical step, right? You want to fix problems in the future, you can fix problems in the future, but this is about fixing what is here already. And so we do believe that these reforms are much needed to the system. And we ask all of you to call your representatives and demand for immigration reform. Because it is essential, it is fair, it is equity, it is justice. There's another portion of this bill which I find very interesting, and that is the unused green cards. You see, in the US, we issue a certain number of green cards every single year. If they are not used, they cannot be carried over to the next year. And for example, I'll give you a perfect example, 2021. 2021, there has been 80,000 green cards that have went unused. They're going to go to the trash. Why? Why not help alleviate the backlog, allow people to the opportunity to come to this country in a by applying for a green card through families, a quicker process than the current wait times. See, expanding that and reviving those green cards and bringing them back in and making them almost like a singular commercial carried over, would alleviate a lot of these problems. Um, and so we truly do believe that reform is also essential within our system. Lastly, and there's one bill that I found quite intriguing. That bill really deals with what is called documented dreamers. These are children whose parents are legal. They are in this country under legal status. For instance, a lot of times the family comes over because the father or the mother have a job, they're getting E2 visa, or they're on a certain type of visa. They're not residents technically. And so what would happen is these people would live in this country under this visa, completely documented, not breaking any laws or whatever anybody else has to say. They're living under a visa. They have a child. They come with their kid, right? The kid is not eligible for this visa. Obviously, it's the parents. They come with their child. They start living in the U.S. Under current law, the child has to self-deport when they are 21. How is that logical? Imagine you take your family, tell your wife, or your wife tells you, let's move. I have a beautiful opportunity, a great job in this country. And these people are coming on visas, they're contributing a lot in terms of technical skills, right? And they're coming, they're saying, look, we're going to contribute our skills to the economy, to the US economy. We're going to contribute our skills to that certain employer. And they're under a certain visa allowing them to do that. They live in this country, completely documented. They come with their children. They have a long, successful career, and now only to wait for their children to turn 21, and they have to leave the country? The kids? What kind of parent would be okay with that? The rules are not common sense. The rules are not logical. And when you see that kind of a logic in the system, it must be corrected, it must be changed, it must be addressed. See, immigration reform is not a topic that you can back down from. It is a topic that demands conversation. It is a topic that invites conversation because without it, it is unfair. Fairness isn't a result, but it at least a good faith, honest conversation that we're not having. All of us should be extremely angry at that because nothing is being fixed. People are being demonized when we have an opportunity to sit together, both Republicans and Democrats, and make a change, a real change, a change that will affect the millions of people that live in this country. And those changes can also affect how people can come into this country. So our message, and I think this is essential, especially today, for all of you to pick up your phones and call your representative, email your representative, demand change, then you will be listened to. Because I truly believe that the majority of Americans want to see immigration reform. They want to see logical, fair, and equitable immigration reform. I thank you for joining me today. I know this was quite quick, but this is really a message that we had to push out there as soon as possible because the reconciliation bills on the chopping block and immigration issues are going to be chopped off first if we are not going to cause an outrage and call our representatives and demand that they make a change in immigration reform. If there is no change in immigration reform, we are living in an unfair country. Thank you.